Hiya, and I am back on another tier list. I don't know what else to say about this one except TADC episode tier list maker, and I'm just gonna be ranking all these just very quickly. I'll be ranking a bunch of these and not really getting much like talking about each detail, but I hope people will understand with me and agree on most of these stuff. There's no F tier, also E tier. Nope, none of that. There's none of that either. But if you want me to do more of these, just tell me in the comments and stuff. Anyway, episode 1. This is going to be an A tier episode. Honestly, it's a great introduction. You get to understand the characters and how they get into how Pomni gets into the circus and gets to like deal with all the other characters get to deal with, including Kane being hilarious as always. And also the Gloinks were just, but the main thing about this episode is the Gloinks, and honestly, it's nothing much to it. When you watch this episode, you like expect like it's gonna be fully focused on the Gloinks, but that's not how this episode works. That's not how the show works. It's more about like characters because they're living beings, humans living in this digital circus. And honestly, it's just it's just annoying sometimes. But I'm not going to like get into much hate about it. But also, it's just a pretty good episode to be honest. It's a pretty good episode. Episode 2 though, this one is kind of better than the first one. I will say that. And let me tell you why. And it's just you get some existential crises in this episode thanks to our new character Gummiku, and he will just he's a new character who's just a random AI who has this whole like memory just into him about talking about his mama, and then out of nowhere he just finds himself in a random cave, in a random like code area, and Pomni's there too, trying to comfort him. But honestly, my God, people's reactions to when Kane just kills him is just insane. Anyway, other random stuff about this episode. The Fudge, who actually is referenced to a degree from Raggedy Ann and Andy, which I discovered yesterday, and also a bunch of that. He just seems so worried about everyone, but also Ginkle. Ginkle didn't do much. She was a driver, and she also was dragged by Jax. And also, speaking of does for most of Kane's ventures, honestly, I just find this episode just wacky. It's very wacky and fun. It's basically this one, but with more twists. Distracting, and also uh we get to see like what the other characters are like in the good path of this route. Apparently, this is basically Undertale, or for some reason, this entire adventure is like Undertale, and also we get to see Zubu and Kane self, and also Kane just being stupid. I really enjoyed this episode. I don't have much to explain because it's just beautiful manner. I think I've said it right, but it's just spooky. It's very spooky, and also get a really good emotional moment with Kinger and Pomni. Um, More Raggedy Andy references. Like, I think I'll just put an S there as well. I really like this one as well. There's there's not enough. There's no like screen time with Kinger. He didn't do anything in this one except write a bullet at one part of the episode. But also, my gosh, hi, hi, Ragatha, and also just Jack's not doing anything. I mean, he's just being like just order up, just doesn't care as well. And also, like we get to see a lot of Gangle in the mask. Actually, I'm going to zoom in. I get to. Yeah, he just does not care. Hi, Ragatha. Zopo actually showed up and was mainly part of this episode, especially for like Gangle and stuff. But also, Pomni just being very nice, and also we also get to see Kamigu, and also the Gwen in this one, and also the first introduction of Orcsman, and yeah, I really like this one. There's I feel like when I immediately think of this, I immediately think of the actual live stream that the cast did. It's just so much fun. It's such a good live stream, so my gosh, I'm gonna link it in this description right now. You need to watch it. Uh, anyway, episode 5. This one is actually I'm gonna put this in B tier. It's a lot of stuff going on. It's a lot of stuff going on, especially for like the characters doing like their own suggestions. Actually, we get to see we get to see good bunch of Jack's suggestions. We get to see two Jack's suggestions, and we get to see them at the bar. Get to see him at the baseball game or softball game, and also funny enough, evil, evil, evil Oarsman, evil Pomni, evil Jax. For some reason, is freaking friendly. I love it. And those ragged, and also Stubbles. This one is probably the funniest episode in this entire catalog. Oh my gosh, this is probably the funniest episode. But also, I just have so much fun watching it. This is probably the most enjoyable fun I had. But also, it doesn't have like much effort. It doesn't have much. I mean, sorry, not effort. Not much like inform. A couple of lore bits in this because they get to talk about like how they got here. But also, there's not much in this episode that like affects the storyline as much. It's just like wacky nonsense. And what happened at the end? After that, it was just talking about like how much. Oh yeah, it was just Pomni and Jax getting closer at the end of the episode. Honestly, I just had a lot of fun watching it. It's very funny. I'm probably gonna move it up to A. But anyway, this is probably the best screen time for like perfect screen time, perfect like chaosness, and also good information from Jax. He is. Get your Jax toy. I mean, think of this episode and also Daisy Bell. This is so good. I really enjoyed the parts with emotional moments with Kinger and Ragatha. I remember there's more stuff with Gingle and Zooble. Honestly, it's a lot of Gingle and Zooble in this show. My gosh, but also Pomni gets to be so chaotic as well. Oh my gosh, I love this. There's so many funny moments. There's so many. Kane just being so laid back over the fact that he needs to get this show running, and at that like post credit scene after the credits, he just nobody loves him, and also just get bits of chaos, get him just slowly starting to lose it in this freaking show. I love it. This is probably my favorite episode. But anyway, episode 7 is B tier. Not the perfect thing in the world. It's very much the longest, actually the second longest after there's Remember. But honestly, this one is just them going on a random adventure of like this, finding out that there's no way to leave, but also following a random guy named Abel, who's kind of a reference to King Abel, where King killed Abel. In fact, he does at the end. Spoiler alert. But also like it's supposed to be beach episode. It's supposed to be called beach episode. There's a bunch of like funny moments in the beach episode as well, and then randomly Jack's getting experience of being being abstracted for some reason. He gets to see around Kafo Ribbit or something like that. I don't know. In fact, she said Ribbit at one point in the episode. And also, wait, we don't get to see like Zool and Gangle again. Actually, Gangle was talking about said something about keys, and we get to see Pomni's funny face. Honestly, this episode is just going on a random adventure, finding out that there's no way to leave. Jax gets to scream and laugh, and then just getting over about the fact that he got in his head. Honestly, I think this is just, I don't know what to say. It's not much information. It's not funny. There's no funny moments except the fact that the beginning, the ugly fish is funny, and also King mentioning about the Chinese room, which is probably a reference to something, I don't know. But honestly, this episode is just B. There's nothing funny. There's not much lines and stuff. Speaking of, I'm not gonna argue. This one is just B. There's more lore into this one, where Kane just goes insane. Pomni just Pomni just tries to figure out how they're gonna deal with also figuring out. Wait, Kane can know everything in the dark. He was a programmer, and the fact that he basically made him do a circus, and so they're trying to like figure out how to trap Kane, and then like them going all out for him. And also, speaking of musical number, the best thing about this episode, and except the fact that like honestly, this is just a bunch of cool lines, a bunch of cool moments. But yeah, there's nothing much in this episode either. It's just them trying to figure out how to trap Kane. And then at the end, Kinger, who has the laptop in the pocket on his head, suddenly deletes Kane. And then he's deleted, and everyone just full in shock. And Zooble gets to say her first swear word, uncensored in this random show. Honestly, I just think it's not as fun. It's not fun. It's not a fun episode. It's enjoyable. It's enjoyable to watch, but it's also, the name is Poker Face, whatever. This is just B. Anyway, spoiler warning. This one is dun 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 dun. It's good. It's a good episode, but it's not great. I would say the least. It's just a bunch of like, I would say this I would say this for once: the pacing is awful in this one. It's like as bad as like Murder Drones because you don't get to understand anything really, except the fact like thumbnail Jax and Pomni. We get to see Jax so much in this episode, but also a lot of Pomni as well. Okay, beginning, they're just very sad. They're very sad because they know they're not going to get out or anything because they figure out there are just brain scans into the machine. There's a bunch of people that from their brain scans that are still living outside. There's that one video of that person putting the face putting on the thing and then just walking off. Honestly, I don't I definitely understand. This is basically just that's basically what the whole point of being here, honestly. Basically, a bunch of Jack scenes where they just a bunch of versions of him in alternate timelines when other people abstract. There's also like a locked door. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be Pomni, what he would do when Pomni extracted. He probably moves on, but it's also like maybe cry, like that one shot of him at the mirror holding a bowling ball during his like cutscenes and stuff. Also, we get to see a bunch of Kaufmo and a bunch of Ribbit. Honestly, I love them both, and I'm pretty shocked that Kaufmo is not as goofy of a voice, even though a bunch of since that like advertisement of like the toys, he had to get to see his first voice, and that's actually his voice. He's just so chill. But also at the end, after all the stuff where they're after the isn't she lovely moments, and they're getting stuff ready to put in the dark, and then King showed up. Pretty unexpected, but also very confusing, especially for game theory. Here they are so confused. Oh my gosh. Anyway, it's very understandable how he got there. He just found himself in the void. They tried to delete him. He found out, and then he discovers that they're from a completely different world, and they have completely different lives, and also got rid of the entirely of the Blue AI. I'm pretty sure that's Blue AI, and that's not Abel. Okay, Abel is just a random guy from episode 7 that he created for the adventure. He's not an actual human being. He's an AI. Okay, I would say that. I think, yeah, he's supposed to. He consumed the blue guy just for power, more creation stuff. That's why he created the Maidens of the Circus. He can create multiple worlds for the humans to like adventure in, so they don't abstract or anything like that. Honestly, we don't get to see much Gangle. We don't get to see much Zubul. It's just a bunch of Jax. We get to see so much Jax and so much Kane and so much Pomni, but no other characters. I'm pretty sure Gangle said like one line in this entire 58-minute video. Same with like Zubul. Actually, I think Gangle said like not sure mine during the humans reveal, name reveal and stuff. But honestly, I just find this one just good. I really wish the pacing was better. So much better. And if it was like a really good cinematic moment, I would really put this like maybe up to S or A. I don't know, but this is my tier list right here. And yeah, that's it. Bye.